Don't continue to
So here's the devastating news that just broke. Anthony Joshua was involved in a terrible car accident that claimed the lives of two of his closest friends. AJ was positioned in the back right seat behind the driver when tragedy struck. His two longtime friends were seated on the opposite side where the impact occurred. The collision happened when their vehicle smashed into a stationary truck, which happens way too often on Nigerian roads. Where you were sitting in that car determined whether you walked away or not.
Show you the streets of Nigeria. Oluwasina, the first Iranian ever to step foot in Nigeria.
Hey, 2 times this year as well, that's crazy. April, December.
That's why you're called Oluwasina now, bro.
The vehicle ended up flipped and wedged against the central barrier, while bystanders rushed to help the victims. Reports indicate the car was speeding and attempting to overtake when disaster struck. Witnesses described Joshua in complete shock as he climbed from the wreckage. While AJ escaped with minor physical injuries, the psychological trauma is what's really concerning here. New footage has emerged showing both victims in high spirits just before this nightmare unfolded. These were their final moments together.
The news is focusing on how he survived as a passenger with minor injuries. However, there were 2 people with him that died. One of them was a Muslim revert that went by the Instagram handle Healthy Mindset. A brother who was involved in charity work, in fitness and dawah. As you can see here, he is leading Anthony Joshua in prayer. And not to mention, 8 hours before the accident, he was chilling, playing ping pong with AJ. We pray that Allah grants him paradise and he grants his friends and family patience during this testing time. And may Allah make the reality hit us that we also realize that death can come on anyone, anywhere, irrespective of age, money, and where we are.
Both men who died were day one friends of Joshua, not just business partners. One was known as Sinner, extremely close to AJ's inner circle, and the other was Latif. These weren't casual acquaintances, but genuine longtime companions. The haunting reality hits when you see Joshua's Instagram story from just hours before the crash. There's Latif playing table tennis with Anthony, both laughing and enjoying life. Nobody knew these would be their last moments together before everything changed forever. Another friend involved in the accident had been posting stories throughout their Nigeria trip, including shots near the vehicles before this tragedy struck. Sources suggest Joshua lost consciousness during the collision and was in complete shock afterward. When your body experiences that level of trauma, you're barely aware of what's happening around you. He likely had no idea in those first moments just how badly his friends were hurt. Only later at the hospital would the full reality hit him about losing 2 of his closest companions.
At the moment, we understand that Anthony Joshua has been taken away from the accident scene and has been taken to the hospital to get checked. But the Lexus Jeep, which he occupied with 2 people in front, was ran into a stationary truck, and you could see the impact of that accident, losing 2 people seated in front of that truck. But Anthony Joshua's getting minor injuries there, and was seen taken away from the vehicle, wriggling in pain, and then taken into the vehicle of the police convoy that came with him to heading up to that Makun area in Ogun State. You know that Anthony Joshua has got his ancestral home here in Ogun State, Nigeria, and that's what he goes in the festive period. But at this time, we're hearing this news around the Lexus Jeep which he occupied, heading up to that Makun area in Ogun State, ramming into that stationary truck, and we could see the impact. And that's why at the moment the two who occupied the front seats of that Lexus Jeep have been confirmed dead. But Anthony Joshua has been taken to the hospital, taken away from that accident scene right now, and is being given attention.
What makes this even worse is how people reacted at the scene. If you want proof of how messed up the world has become, just look at the footage from this crash. There's Joshua being pulled from the wreckage, clearly in bad shape, and what are people doing? Filming everything instead of helping. Not one person showed genuine concern for getting him medical attention. They just kept recording. I'm hearing confirmation that people didn't make it, so please keep their families in your thoughts.
Here's what we know. Police say the crash happened this morning in Magun in Ogun State, here on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. It's in the southwest of Nigeria, about an hour north of Lagos. The Federal Road Safety Court says from preliminary findings that Joshua was a passenger in the rear of a Lexus SUV that lost control during an overtaking manoeuvre and crashed into a stationary truck parked on the side of the road. They claim excessive speed and wrongful overtaking are the primary causes of the crash. While Joshua's injuries were described as minor, the Ogun State Police Command announced tragically 2 other passengers in the vehicle lost their lives at the scene.
As I mentioned in my previous content, someone on TikTok broke down how dangerous Nigerian roads really are. Despite money flowing into the country, road safety remains a serious problem. Poor markings, inadequate traffic management, and various infrastructure issues make collisions far more common than they should be. Joshua ended up in a police vehicle after the accident, but apparently emergency services took forever to respond. Someone posted on social media asking why Nigeria still lacks proper emergency response despite billions in aid from the UK and US over recent years. Where did all that infrastructure money actually go? Even with corrupt government issues, you'd think the wealthy celebrities and business leaders could pool resources for a functioning emergency service system. Other communities have done it through private funding and partnerships. There's definitely enough wealth in Nigeria to make this happen.
Hi guys, so I'm here back at the Spot project. I was here in 2019 and boy, the changes that have been made are incredible. They've built a couple of new buildings. This building behind me wasn't here before. A couple of new classrooms for the kids to learn Arabic, English, maths, and all that kind of good stuff that they need to learn to survive in the society. The football pitch that's been done for them to play football, which they all love. And the basketball courts. So I'm seeing that they're not only working on their mental state, they're working on their physical form as well. So well done to Spot Project and congratulations. May Allah bless you guys, and I'd really encourage you guys to come out here and see it for yourself. You know, with the help of donations, this is all helping for a great cause, not only for the kids, but for ourselves. It's a humbling feeling to be out here. I feel tremendously happy out here and at peace, knowing that the kids are safe. And seeing the improvement from around about 4 years ago. I advise you guys to come out here and check it out for yourself or participate by any means possible, whether it's just giving a little bit of donations to help the project. Peace.
Footage has surfaced showing one of Joshua's close associates and trainers involved in humanitarian work across Nigeria just before this tragic accident occurred. This shows the kind of positive impact they were trying to make in their community.
Whatever you're doing in your lives, we're all gonna die one day, so don't get too caught up in the bullshit and the hype. Live your life while you're here, because you never know what's gonna around. You've got heart attacks, disease, wars, life can just hit you like that, so try and enjoy every day. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't get too caught up in the bullshit.
Matchroom Boxing and 258 Management, which represents Anthony Joshua, released an official statement today. They confirmed that Anthony Joshua was involved in a serious road traffic accident in Lagos, Nigeria, earlier today. With heavy hearts, they announced that 2 close friends and team members lost their lives in the crash. The statement confirmed that Anthony Joshua sustained injuries and was hospitalized for evaluation and treatment. He remains in stable condition under medical observation. The organizations expressed deepest sympathies to all affected families and requested privacy during this incredibly difficult period. No additional statements will be issued at this time. Jake Paul responded saying life matters far more than boxing and that he's praying for those who died and everyone impacted by this terrible situation. The MVP team is keeping everyone affected in their thoughts and prayers. Jake specifically mentioned both victims in his tribute. Joshua himself has often spoken publicly about how short life really is and the importance of enjoying every moment. This tragedy will undoubtedly affect him mentally more than any physical injuries ever could. Experiencing that level of trauma and witnessing the loss of close friends right in front of you creates lasting psychological damage. He'll need time to properly heal and process everything, and honestly, he may never be quite the same after this. Losing two friends in such a traumatic way is absolutely heartbreaking. My thoughts are with Anthony and the families who lost loved ones today.